When Killzone 3 comes out on February 22nd, it's going to be your choice on how you're going to control the ISA. You can use your DualShock 3 like you did in Killzone 2, or you can use PlayStation Move. A number of journalists who have gotten their hands on the PlayStation Move and on the Sharpshooter have been thinking, actually, this is the killer app for PlayStation Move. So we're going to show you how the Sharpshooter works. Now, you need to use the navigation controller to control your troopers in a first-person shooter. So that actually just snaps in right here. So the real advantage of the Sharpshooter is the fact that it takes advantage of the extension connector. That's this little port on the bottom of your PlayStation Move controller. You're probably wondering what that's for. This is the first time it's actually getting used. That goes into the back of the controller. So games like Killzone 3 or SOCOM 4, they utilize all the buttons on the PlayStation Move controller, and it'd be sort of inconvenient for you to have to reach on the top while you're trying to aim and shoot at the same time. So that extension connector port, that remaps the buttons to other parts of the Sharpshooter. Now the Move button, which controls going into and out of cover for Killzone 3, is mapped underneath the trigger. So you can just reach under there if you wanted to go into cover, and then you use your thumbstick to peep out, and then you're popping caps. So, really? I said that?
Yeah, you did.
Ah. It's good to mention here also the placement of the navigation controller. You control your soldiers with this. Menu and other weapons are selected using the D-pad, and you'll aim down the sight with the big trigger here, and if you want to use a grenade, that will be the L1 button right over here. A couple of months ago, Herman Hulst from Guerrilla Games talked to us about how he adapted Killzone 3's controls to work great with PlayStation Move and even better with the Sharpshooter.
3D gaming and us being a first-person game, you're literally right in the middle of the action. So you're right in that cinematic experience, and then on top of that, you've got that very intuitive PlayStation Move control implemented in the Sharpshooter. I think, you know, when you see these kind of peripherals, often you have a little pistol on a cord, but this is a full-fledged design where it makes Killzone accessible to a broader audience, and Move really helps there.
Hi, I'm Ken Inagaki. I'm a senior staff producer here at Sony. I'm here to show the Sharpshooter peripheral with the Move controller today for SOCOM 4. This is the first time that this is actually being featured as part of this game as an additional peripheral. The gun peripheral was actually designed in conjunction from Guerrilla Games as well as Zipper Interactive. They had both actually incorporated the peripheral into their game in such a way that it actually allows for an additional level of immersion and realism. Alright, so let me walk through the various button functions on the device itself and how it relates to our game. We have the digital trigger, and with the various fire modes, the single fire, the automatic fire, and then the grenade launcher. We also have the stance change, and we have change of weapon that you can also reach from the other side for left-handed users. This lock switch here is actually for the Move button right here, and the Move button in our game actually functions as throwing grenades. You can actually lock this button out so that you don't press it by accident. When you're down on bullets, just by doing the pump action here on the device, we'll actually command a reload. Underneath the device, there's a reload button. In our game, we happen to use this when you are out of weapons cache and need to reload on weapons, on grenades and such. When you walk up to enemies in stealth behind them, you can actually push forward for melee-style attacks or stealth kills. When you're in a snipe mode, if you hold down the L1 button, which is right here, with your left hand or right hand, it'll allow you to go into a zoomed mode. And then by holding down the L3 button, which is the analog stick, it will take you into that further additional level of zoom. As you can see here, this actually has an adjustable stock that makes it more comfortable for those long hours of gameplay.
Thanks a lot, Ken, for showing us how SOCOM 4 is going to be working with the PlayStation Move and the Sharpshooter. SOCOM 4 out April 19th. Killzone 3, February 22nd, and the Sharpshooter also in stores February 22nd. So I think we've seen now PlayStation Move, fun games, party games, family games, and now in 2011, hardcore games. So something for everyone.